Hey everyone, my name is James and welcome back to Chippy Gaming. So today's news is a little bit different than the usual stuff we talk about here, and that's because it was announced this morning that Relogic is actually going to be cancelling their partnership to bring Terraria to the Google Stadia. Now, the context behind this is that about a month ago, you may have noticed that the official Relogic YouTube channel was weirdly suspended out of nowhere, meaning that they no longer had access to that YouTube account, they could no longer upload or potentially delete videos, meaning that if we had a new Terraria update, which we currently don't, there would be no place to place that trailer. So as you can imagine, it's not exactly top priority just having a YouTube channel, but it did lead to the official Terraria Twitter account reaching out to YouTube directly and saying, hey, we need a little bit of help with our account, can you help? Now, YouTube was only really able to provide some bot accounts and some automated responses, but it seems like they did have a short discussion, but it seems like it didn't really go anywhere. I should also add here that Relogic using their YouTube channel isn't top priority for them, but if this was me affected, 3 weeks without my YouTube channel would really hurt my livelihood. The real issue though is that not only was the YouTube account suspended, the Google account connected to that YouTube account was also suspended, and that's where things get a little bit more tricky. So what this actually led to is Andrew Spinks himself tweeting Google this morning, "At Google, my account has now been disabled for over 3 weeks. I still have no idea why, and after using every resource I have to get this resolved, you have done nothing but giving me the runaround. My phone has lost access to thousands of dollars of applications on Google Play. I just bought Lord of the Rings in 4K and can't finish it. My Google Drive data is completely gone. I can't access my YouTube channel, and worst of all is losing access to my Gmail account of over 15 years. I absolutely have not done anything to violate your terms of service, so I can take this no other way than you deciding to burn this bridge. Consider it burned. Terraria for Google Stadia is cancelled. My company will no longer support any of your platforms moving forward. I will not be involved with a corporation that values their customers and partners so little. Doing business with you is a liability." So that's obviously quite a lot to digest, and you can tell that Andrew is quite clearly upset, but it's very easy to understand why. Losing access to the YouTube channel is one thing, but also losing access to the emails that he probably uses for all the business connections regarding Relogic and Terraria, as well as his Google Drive. I mean, I personally keep a lot of things on my Google Drive. If I just randomly lost that, it would actually be a pretty big deal. And of course, losing access to all of his apps as well. It's just not great. Now, as you can imagine, having worked with Google Stadia, he probably does have a lot of connections to Google, a lot of people that could be in the right position to help the situation, as well as tweeting the official YouTube account. I've done my best to tweet the official YouTube account. Nothing's really kind of going well, and this is a pretty bold move that should hopefully push things along a little bit quicker. So my hope is that with this Twitter thread, Google will hopefully respond and get everything worked out pretty quickly, and maybe even get the ball rolling for that Google Stadia deal. I personally don't use Google Stadia, and I don't know of many people that do, but you know, there may be a few people out there that was really looking forward to this. One thing we don't know right now is whether this is actually going to affect Terraria on Android. As many of you Android fans will know, the Google Play Store is where you download Terraria and also all of the updates associated with it. And it did say in that Twitter thread that my company will no longer support any of your platforms moving forward. So as a Terraria fan, I really do hope this gets resolved quickly. It would be awesome if Google could just reach out and help the situation. Now, since this is a updating story, Google haven't responded yet. What I'll do is I will add a pinned comment to this video if anything changes in the future, and maybe even remove it if it becomes slightly irrelevant in a day or two, which I kind of hope it does. Right, so that's going to do it for today's video. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.